Let's do a quick test. Think of the most cat-obsessed person you've ever met. Not someone who simply owns a cat. I mean someone who is emotionally attached to the idea of cats. Their phone gallery is 70% cat photos. They talk about their cat like it's a roommate. They buy toys like it's a child. They cancel plans because my cat gets lonely. And when people tease them, they don't laugh it off. They defend it, like you just insulted their family. Now, here's the part nobody wants to admit out loud. Some people don't just love cats, they need them. And it's easy to mock that. It's easy to call it weird. But psychology doesn't care what looks weird. Psychology cares what looks necessary. So here's the controversial truth. Cat obsession is rarely about cats. It's about what cats do to your nervous system. Because a cat doesn't love you like a pet that wants approval. A cat loves you like a creature that has boundaries and still chooses you anyway. And for some people, that is the safest form of love they've ever experienced. Now, before anyone gets defensive, listen, this isn't an attack. This isn't me judging you. This isn't cat people versus dog people. This is psychology. Because obsession is not a personality trait. Obsession is a signal. It's your brain saying, this is where I feel safe. Let's define it in one simple sentence. When someone is obsessed with cats, it often means cats became an emotional anchor in a world that didn't feel emotionally safe. And if that sounds deep, good, because it is. Now, let me tell you a story. My friend Amanda once spent $600 on a designer cat tree. That's more than her couch cost. She has a daily FaceTime call with her cat when she's traveling. She celebrates his birthday, and I'm pretty sure her cat, Mr. Snuggles, has a better skincare routine than most adults. And if you're thinking, wow, she's kind of crazy, hold that thought. Amanda isn't crazy. She's connected to something ancient, instinctive, and honestly kind of beautiful. Her obsession isn't random. It has roots in evolution, brain chemistry, and emotional attachment. So let's break it down. First, we need to talk about how cats ended up in our homes in the first place. Because cats weren't domesticated like dogs. Dogs were trained. They were bred. They were rewarded. Cats basically domesticated us. Thousands of years ago, humans started storing grain. That grain attracted mice, and mice attracted cats. But unlike dogs, cats didn't stick around because humans gave them commands and treats. They stuck around because humans accidentally built the perfect hunting environment. Cats saw free food, warm shelter, and safety, and they stayed. But here's the genius part. Cats developed a meow frequency that closely matches the pitch of a human baby's cry. And that sound, it hacks the human brain. Even if you're not a cat person, your nervous system reacts to it with empathy. Your brain hears it and thinks, small creature needs care. So yes, your cat is kind of manipulating you, but in the cutest way possible, like an adorable, tiny con artist with whiskers. Now, let's talk about what cat-obsessed people actually do, because you've seen it. They don't say, my cat is nice. They say, my cat is literally my soulmate. They talk to their cat like it understands everything. You wouldn't believe what happened today. I'm so tired. Don't judge me, okay? They narrate their day. They have routines. Same feeding time, same cuddle spot, same sleeping position. They know their cat's moods better than they know most humans, and they treat small moments like they're sacred. A slow blink, a head bump, a cat choosing their lap. That tiny moment becomes a whole emotional reward. So here's a mirror question. Do you love cats, or do you love feeling chosen? Because cats don't hand out affection freely. You can't force a cat to love you. You have to earn it. And when they finally choose to curl up in your lap, it feels like winning emotional gold. Now this is where the psychology gets really interesting. Cats cats create something called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same psychological principle that makes slot machines addictive. Sometimes you get affection, sometimes you get ignored, sometimes you get scratched for touching the belly that you were invited to touch, and your brain goes, okay, keep trying, the reward is coming. Then when the reward hits, dopamine. That's why cat people freeze like statues when a cat sits on them. You could be thirsty, you could be late, you could be in danger, but your brain says, do not move, the chosen moment is happening. So no, Amanda isn't just being silly, her brain is being rewarded on a neurochemical level. Now, let's talk about who tends to become a cat person in the first place. Studies suggest that self-identified cat lovers often score higher in traits like sensitivity, creativity, introversion, and emotional depth. They're more likely to be reflective thinkers. They feel things deeply. And the quiet mystery cats have, it mirrors them. Cats are subtle. Cats are observant. Cats don't overwhelm you socially. They don't demand constant interaction. They just exist. And for someone who already feels overstimulated by life, that calm energy feels like home. Psychologists sometimes describe this as reflective empathy. It's the ability to connect deeply by projecting emotion and meaning. You feel like your cat gets you even when you haven't said a word. Now, let's go one layer deeper. Under the memes, under the jokes, under the cat-obsessed stereotype, what do cat-obsessed people actually feel? Most of the time, the answer is simple: relief. Cats are quiet. Cats don't demand social performance. They don't force conversation. They don't interrupt your silence. They don't ask you to explain yourself. They just sit near you, and somehow that's enough. And if you've spent your life feeling emotionally watched, judged, or misunderstood, that kind of quiet companionship feels like therapy. Because cats don't make you prove your worth. They don't require you to be entertaining. They don't punish you for being low energy. They don't say, fix your mood, be more fun, stop being sensitive. They just exist with you. And for a nervous system that's exhausted, that feels like safety. So here's another mirror question. Do you love your cat? Or do you love that your cat doesn't ask you to be anyone else? Because some people don't get that kind of acceptance from humans. They only get it from animals. Let me tell you a quick story. I knew someone who went through a breakup that wrecked them. Not dramatic, just quiet destruction. They stopped trusting people, stopped dating, stopped opening up, but they adopted a cat. At first, it looked like a normal pet situation. Then it became obvious. They'd come home and sit on the floor next to the cat, no music, no phone, no talking. Just sitting, like the cat was the only thing that didn't demand anything from them. And slowly, they started breathing easier again. That's when it hit me. Some people don't become obsessed with cats because they're childish. They become obsessed because cats are the first relationship that feels emotionally safe. Now, this is where we get to the root causes, because cat obsession usually comes from a few deep psychological patterns. The first one is that cats feel like consent. Dogs often love you loudly. Cats love you with permission. They approach when they want, they leave when they want, they return when they trust you again. And for someone who has experienced controlling relationships, that feels healing, because cats don't fake closeness. They don't force it. They teach you something powerful. Real love isn't pressured, it's chosen. The second root is that cats are predictable in the ways that matter. People think cats are random. They're not random. They're subtle. Once you learn them, they're consistent. Slow blink means trust. Tail flick means overstimulation. Ears back means discomfort. Cats are emotionally honest, and if you grew up around humans who were emotionally confusing, cat honesty feels like peace. The third root is attachment needs. Psychologists call it attachment theory. Basically, your brain learns what love feels like early in life. If love was inconsistent, you might crave reassurance. Cats don't give constant reassurance, but when they do give affection, it feels earned. It feels real, and that can become addictive, not because you're weak, but because your brain is hungry for secure bonding. And the fourth root is deeper than most people realize. Cats become a symbol of freedom. Cats represent boundaries, independence, quiet confidence, not performing. So when someone loves cats intensely, sometimes they're loving the version of themselves they wish they could be, the version that doesn't beg for approval, the version that can leave a room and not feel guilty. Now, let's clear up a few myths. Myth: cat-obsessed people are lonely. Reality: many are overstimulated, emotionally drained, and seeking peace. Myth: cats don't care about humans. Reality: cats bond through safety, routine, and trust. Myth: it's just a weird obsession. Reality: it's emotional regulation. And research suggests that bonding with pets can support emotional well-being and stress relief through hormonal and nervous system effects. Not magic, biology. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. Some people don't just love cats, they hide inside them. Because cats are safer than people. Cats won't betray you. Cats won't embarrass you. Cats won't leave you emotionally confused. So the cat becomes a safe world, and human connection starts to feel risky. That's when obsession turns into protection, not from cats, from pain. So let's be fair. There's healthy cat obsession and unhealthy cat obsession. Healthy looks like this. You adore your cat. You enjoy the bond. You still have a life outside it. Your cat adds peace. Unhealthy looks like this. Your cat replaces every relationship. You avoid people completely. You panic when your cat isn't near you. You rely on the cat as your only emotional stability. That's not crazy. That's coping. So if you think you might be cat obsessed, here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Number 1, what does my cat help me regulate? Stress, anxiety, loneliness, overthinking? Number 2, do I feel safer with my cat than with humans? If yes, don't shame yourself. Just notice what it reveals. And number 3, am I using my cat as comfort or as a wall? Cats can heal you, but they shouldn't become your only safe place. The goal isn't to love your cat less, it's to build a life where you feel safe in more than one place. Now, let's bring this home. Here's the real reason people get obsessed with cats. Cats offer love without pressure, connection without performance, presence without judgment. Cats don't love like servants, they love like equals. And for someone who's been controlled, criticized, or emotionally exhausted, that kind of love feels like oxygen. So if you're obsessed with cats, you're not weird, you're human. You found something that makes your nervous system feel safe. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. So now tell me in the comments, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done for your cat? Are you a cat person, a dog person, or a cats scared me until I understood them person? And if you want the next video, we're going deeper, the psychology behind people who prefer animals over humans. Because yes, that's a thing too. And hey, if your cat is watching, they said they'll forgive you for not liking and subscribing, but only if you do it right now. Meow for now.